check 1, 2. Tell these
Make
rappers
it
I'm
good.
outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back to melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to precinct.
When we see you in the finals, bring that same energy, nigga.
First and foremost, I apologize for not being on cam. It's mad dark where I'm at right now, but I'm here. And in typical fashion, shout out to my brother Fraz. Yeah. It's your favorite Knicks N Ish panel coming live to you on your YouTube screen. I am your host, T-Tom, and then we got the first lady of Knicks N Ish, Mrs. Knicks. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the co-host Kev. Shout out to my brother, but we here. You know what I mean? The Knicks, Molly Womp. Yeah. Oh, shout out to my guy Jimmy J1 in the comments. Let's do that. This whole new adding, like on the phone, you have to go through like a whole nother step of adding the comments, and it's annoying, right? Shout out to my guy Jimmy J1 in the comments for sure. You know what I mean? Neil, am I saying that right? I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's the wine. Shout out to Neil in the comments. You know what I mean? My guy, Mayhem Marlin. Yes, indeed. That's my geyser. Yeah, I mean, shout out to y'all in the comments. The Knicks absolutely mollywop the Phoenix Suns. What it was, 112-98?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Behind OG's 32. You know what I mean? Doing what we was absolutely supposed to do because the Phoenix Suns is dookie. Dookie doing what he's absolutely supposed to do. You know, Jalen Brunson's return, Deuce McBride's return. And I was happy to see Jalen Brunson, ease his way into getting back instead of trying to dominate the ball and reassert dominance on the team that's been producing at a high level with him being out. There were some things that I saw from him that I did like. He's still Captain Clutch. Huge three at the end of the game for sure. You know what I mean? Huge three. Still Captain Clutch. But the way that he deferred, especially when his shot wasn't falling, that was huge for me. OG and Cat, kind of carried the team along with Mikal. You know what I mean? Mikal with his 22 was huge. Cat with another double-double. You know what I mean? Even though Jalen Brunson wasn't playing super well, he still had 15. You know what I mean? To me, that just shows how scary we could be. You know what I mean? When all things are clicking. Bench points. What we had, what's that? 13, 19 points off the bench, if I counted that right. My math don't be math.
17, 8, 9, 10, 15, 17.
17, I was 2 off, my bad. Yeah, but 17 points off the bench. Yeah, I mean, that's commendable. You know what I mean? That's definitely commendable. But overall, we were a little lackadaisical on the defensive end at some points of this game. Was good, Wilton. Was good. Yeah, but he was a little lackadaisical at some points, on the defensive end during this game.
You're bad.
Yeah, for sure.
50 burgers all over.
Yeah.
What up, y'all? What up,
Good.
y'all?
Shout out to Cash.
Salute.
Yeah, but I'm gonna land the plane.
Sorry I'm late, y'all. Sorry I'm late.
Better late than never, good brother, for sure. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm gonna land the plane with this overall good win. You know what I mean? On the team we was absolutely supposed to spank. Uh, bonus points for being on a back to back, and us coming out engaged in the game early and not falling asleep near the end. Even though it was a time where it looked like we may have fell asleep in this game. Uh, and shout out to keeping up the intensity and fight to win. You know what I mean? I know y'all, as Kev already alluded to. This is why I say people. I know they was probably gonna do the stat anyway, but my ego was high enough to say this is how I feel like people be watching Knicks and Ish. Because that's the first thing, like one of the first thing Alan Hahn said in the pregame was like, yeah, if they win tonight, it's 50 wins for the first time in 30 years. T-Top said that 2 Knicks and Ishes ago.
Facts.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
What's goody? What's goody?
But yeah, it's great to be in the back-to-back 50-win column. Michael Brown was good, my guy. It's great to be in the back-to-back win column. I mean, 50-win column for 2 seasons back-to-back for the first time in 30 years. Put some respect on Coach Tommy T name. I'm gonna land the plane there.
Facts. I mean, it was a solid win. Happy birthday, Wilton.
Yo, happy born day,
So
bro. Many
happy
blessings.
born day,
Many more
fact.
blessings. Many more blessings.
Hey.
Uh, I think it was a good win. I think we came out and played a little sloppy. I think we had like 7 or 8 turnovers in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but to play sloppy like that on a back to back and still hold the lead and in the first quarter was a good sign, right? Um, what we had 28 assists,
We
28
had
There you
assists.
go.
we had 10 of them in the first quarter.
We did, we did. The offense got stagnant,
Hmm.
but but it did what it needed to do, win a game.
Yeah.
um, I think it was a decent game. It was good to see everybody playing. Like you said, T time, JB not forcing it and OG maintaining the aggression was good to see. Seeing Deuce hit his first 2 threes was a great sign for me.
Woo, woo.
Because we know he struggled earlier on in the season coming back from injury. So seeing his shots go in was super good. Um, but I mean, just so much love to OG. Like he's just been on a tear like no other. Even down to the last minute with the 360 dunk. Like I don't give a fuck if this is over or not. I love that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I mean, solid win. I mean, we need Denver to close out on Indiana with 3 minutes left in their game. Um, Indiana up two. To,
Indiana up too,
to
yeah.
lock up the three seed. But I'm not worried. I think it's a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I think we just need to keep pushing, um, keep gelling. On our way into the playoffs. It's always good to win heading into the playoffs. So I think
Did she freeze?
Yeah, I think she froze.
oh
Well,
There
no,
you
you
go.
got.
There you go.
no. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was good. Go Kev.
Mm. Well, what I would say, what I liked about this game is how we did a pretty good job, which is somewhere where I think we struggled badly, was holding them to 11% from the 3-point line and only giving them 4 3 pointers in this game. I think that was humongous for us. Pause. That is such a big problem for us defending the 3-point line. So that was something that I was watching, and that I was like ecstatic to see. Because
Because they got some guys that could shoot
yo,
threes.
facts, like, low key, you got Devin Booker that could shoot. Even
Tyus
Royce,
Jones,
Tyus Jones, even Royce O'Neal.
Allen.
Right, even down to like Royce O'Neal could hurt you from the 3 point line if you let him. So I like to I like to see that, and the ball movement in the first. I think that in that ball movement in the first quarter, I thought that helped us out a lot. Even though I know you said at first you was a little started off a little slow. But I think OG just was in that first quarter was like, nah, 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 I got this. I think he had like 9 points in the first quarter, some shit like that. Um and it was good to see JB back out there. I'm glad he didn't go all out, and I think he played like 34 minutes. And you didn't he did his thing. It was good to see, great to see him out there. Um, and I'm glad we was able to get this win, and get that back to back 50-win season for the first time since what, 95, I think it was 94, 95 or something like
Yes,
that.
yes, indeed.
Yeah, that was good, and 50 plus wins, because I have a feeling we're gonna, we're not stopping here. So that's
Yeah,
that's great. You know what I mean? So
for sure. Yo, hold on. Before I go on to what I wanted to say, then Michael Brown, that's exactly the opposite of what you want to do when you have a team that's good at shooting a lot of threes. Uh, the zone defense is usually used for teams that get to the cup, right?
hmm
It helps pack the paint, make them see multiple bodies when they drive. The weakness is it leaves a lot of people open for 3 point shots. You know what I mean? But I use that comment to segue into the fact of why the 3 point defense was so good today. When Mitchell Robinson is in the lineup, whether even Cat is starting at five, the guys are more willing to close out on 3 point shooters. Uh, because even when Cat's on the floor, they're not so worried about, oh, we gotta protect Cat. It's more like if Cat getting in foul trouble, we got a defensive demon that's gonna pull his weight. Maybe not offensively, but his impact defensively is as important as Cat offensive impact. So the guys are more willing to close out on 3 point shots since I don't have the numbers, but I did take a peek at the numbers on our 3 point percentage when our defense against the 3 point percentage wise when Mitch is in the lineup versus when he's not. It is way better. You feel me?
yeah,
And
because he closes out.
it's not just Mitch; it's the perimeter defenders. You feel me? They're more secure with closing out because they know there's help back there. And even when Cat in the game, they're not so worried about, oh, we need to keep Cat out of foul trouble because they know that Mitch is coming in the game and he can hold his own weight. And then behind that, if need be, you have uh Precious. Even though I don't love him at five, he can still play the five. You know what I mean? Like,
hmm
so it's more of a willingness to be like, all right, I'm gonna hard sell on this close because I know there's help back there. Before it was more like we can't get Cat in trouble. We can't get Cat in foul trouble. So I'm gonna do a soft closeout, pause, and and hopefully they miss it. Now it's like we're attacking the closeouts, making guys either take tough contested threes or having to drive to the cup. You know what I mean? And that has a lot to do with just Mitch's presence in the lineup, which is fire. You know what I mean? And I think Darlene said Booker was killing us. For sure he was. And this goes along with what I've been saying pretty much all season when we do like our precaps and stuff. Like, yo, listen, I don't care if the star has 50, 60. As
Stop
long as you
everybody
shut
else.
everybody else, and that's exactly what
Right,
we did tonight.
right,
Uh,
right.
Bradley Bill was absolutely dirt tonight. You know what I mean?
He's absolutely dirt, period.
Absolute dirt for sure.
He's a shell
Uh,
of himself.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, them injuries ravaged him.
Yeah, for real.
He's
Cause,
probably
cause,
lost.
cause before all that, he was a
Yeah,
great player, bro. Like,
we talking about
and
an
he
all star.
right, and not just a one-sided player. Like he was a two-way player, a good two-way player at that.
Hmm.
Before all them injuries really
It's
took
so
effect
funny
on his body.
because Clyde cooked him on the broadcast today. Clyde was saying he's inept, incompetent,
Mm.
and
Bro,
incoherent.
yeah,
I
and
think
that,
in his Wizards days though, with John Wall and them dudes, that team was crazy, bro.
and then it's not. He had a bad game their last game, but then you step into a game where you're being guarded by Mikal Bridges. That's not. It's not nothing to sneeze at neither. You know what I mean? It's not. That's not a game that's easy for you to get into rhythm. Yeah, you're getting guarded by Mikal. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, and nobody else because like y'all mentioned, you have multiple people on that team that can get hot. Yeah, the
Hmm.
Tyus Jones, the Grayson Allens, the Royce O'Neals. You know what I mean? There's a few people on that roster that you be like, oh, before you look up like, yeah, how the he got 20? Like, hey, you word, he got 20? Yeah, word. You know what I mean?
And
And
Grayson, yo, and they're a good 3-point shooting team. I think they're like third in the league in 3-point shooting or some shit like that.
yeah, now that's a fact. I don't know if I'm not sure on their placement in that, but I know for a fact they're a good 3-point shooting team. You know what I mean? Out and what you call it? Outside of Booker and Bradley Bill and that Colin Gillespie kid, wasn't nobody else in double figures for their squad. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I mean about like yeah, and nobody else over 16. Bradley Bill has 16. Everybody else below that, right? So, and that's what I mean about you know, yeah, Booker had 40, but what about everybody else?
Yeah.
Everybody else was shut down tonight, and that's how you got to win basketball games. And this is how we need to keep
Mm-hmm.
on moving
That,
through to the playoffs because to stop a great player, that is a tall ask,
yeah, bro.
right? Uh, and I got
Mm.
another thing about Booker too. After I say this, but to stop a great play, a scorer like Booker and the likes of his kind, that's a tall ask. But the other guys, that's an easy ask. You know what I mean? Like to stop a Grayson Allen is an easy ask. He's going to shoot threes. He's going to pump fake and try to drive to the cup. He's not really trying to take no tough shots. You feel me? Like Bradley Bill, you already know he's not the same guy. He used to be a good tough shot maker, but he don't got the same lift. He couldn't even hit the open ones tonight. He was nasty work out there. Yeah, I
Yo.
mean, and the same thing that goes with everything else, everybody else for their team. But you know, this is kind of a little bit off topic with Bradley. I mean, on Devin Booker, but it needs to be said. Remember, there was a time where everybody was screaming for us to kind of get Devin
Bradley
Booker.
Bill and Bradley Bill too.
Yeah, yeah. But I remember this is specifically for Devin Booker,
Yeah.
and I believe when that was happening, us as a collective was saying, "Yeah, but he don't impact winning.
Mm-hmm.
He puts up numbers, but it rarely leads to the
To
dub."
winning. I mean, I mean, they did make the finals, but I think that was like a lot of that had
CP3
to do with CP3. Yup.
for sure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And when
Yeah.
CP3 got hurt, guess what happened? They
Yup.
lost.
Yeah. Facts.
So so I'm saying like Devin Booker, in my eyes, is one of the kings of putting up meaningless numbers. And for the longest time, Donovan Mitchell was doing the same shit. It's till Donovan Mitchell stopped trying to score as much is when the Cavaliers started to, skyrocket. How many times we see Donovan Mitchell go for 60, 50 every other night and the team not be good like that? It's the same thing with Devin Booker. He's a stat chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, empty points. And that's what a lot of those was tonight. You're down by 19 in the fourth quarter. Now you want to go crazy. Come
Looking
on.
for fouls.
What does it matter at this point? Your goose is cooked. Your goose is cooked. It's hanging in a Chinaman restaurant. Cooked.
Yo, but to so yeah, I looked up the stat. They are third in the NBA at 38% from the 3-point line. And the Knicks are eighth at 37%.
Yeah. Oh, we eighth. I didn't think we was that high. We had
Yeah,
some.
we eighth in 3-point shooting percentage, 37%.
Yeah, we had some putrid games shooting 3-point shots. So I'm kind of surprised that we at eight. Uh,
Yeah.
but at the same time, not surprised. You
hmm
know what I mean? Like if that makes sense.
12 on 12.5 3 points made, 33.8 attempts.
Yeah,
So that's pretty good.
37 as a team,
Yup, 37% as a team. Yup.
kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and
Yeah.
I think it will be better in the playoffs and moving forward next season if they keep this team together. You know what I mean? Because we're starting to see them really learning how to play together. You know what I mean?
hmm And
Uh,
we're tied with the Celtics at 37%, eighth and ninth. Um, and the top teams, Milwaukee's number one, Cleveland two, the Suns three, Denver four, Timberwolves five, OKC six, and believe it or not, and I'm surprised, but the Pacers at seven.
yeah, I mean they can shoot, but they can't play
Yeah,
no defense.
yeah, yeah,
they can shoot, they can shoot all they want, but they
yeah.
can't check nobody.
Yeah,
Facts.
no, that's a fact. hmm
Word. So I'm not really surprised. Um, what I was doing, I got distracted trying to look for scores. Pacers won tonight.
Boo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. I
125.
saw that.
But whatever, we still gonna hold down third seed. Ain't nothing they could do about that. Um, damn, I just threw my whole train of thought off looking for that bum ass score. Uh, low key. My good brother Fraz said he had a rant about OG, but guess what? I will pick it up for the bro because I got one. I got one. It may not be the same as his, but it's the same player. I got a rant. You know what I mean? I got a new rant sound too. I didn't upload it yet, and that's my bad. You know what I mean? That's my bad. I don't believe I played myself like that. Hold on. Matter of fact, nah, it's not ready. It's not ready. But yeah. But anyway, next rant, prepare for some epicness. But yeah, yeah. This rant goes out to the bum ass OG Anunoby pocket watchers. Yeah, you bum ass pocket watchers. You feel me? Tell me he not worth it. Tell me. Please tell me
Jesus
again.
Christ.
Articulate. Articulate in your best way possible. You know what I mean? You put your big boy words together and tell me OG Anunoby is not worth the money. Please, I'm waiting. But because look, not only are you getting great offense, you're still getting elite defense, and then he's adding a cherry on top by being a showman with 360 dunks in the open court. Who would
Hold
have
on.
thought?
Jones, who gets it back, lost it a second time. Here's OG Anunoby, goes up and throws it down.
Finishing touches. Yeah, she was waiting for the word 316. No.
Facts.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you put it. My bad, I'm being loud. You put it all together. You know what I mean? The scoring, the defense. Yeah, please tell me again that we overpaid. And it's nasty work for y'all to be pocket watchers like that. Because even before he got the contract, you saw well enough, right? You saw well enough that he impacted winning on his team, right? Before the numbers got there, you saw the numbers of him, what the record was when he was playing, and it was phenomenal. So now that he's giving you 20 plus every night now, still playing A1 defense. When the best player on our team went down, he was averaging, in that time span, he averaged 27 points a game. Led us to, what was it, a 9-5 record?
10-6
10-6 record.
without JB.
Without JB. And that was largely not only on the shoulders of Cat, but OG and Anunoby.
Right.
So you bum ass pocket watchers. Oh, y'all was trying to kill my guy majority of the season. Oh, we paid this money for him to score 8 points. Like the players didn't have to learn how to play with their new teammates. Like it was no buffer for the major roster turnaround that happened on our team. And then when OG figured it out, oh, I need to get to the cup. I need to put these shoulders down because none of these little ass boys could stop me. And augmented his game to where he's starting to get comfortable getting to the cup first. See a couple mid-range and shots going. Now I'm going to step out and hit this 3-point shot. And when all three levels is working, what I said earlier about the goose being cooked.
Shot clock at 4. Step back, puts up a 3. Bang! OG Anunoby! We are watching the emergence of...
What we talking about out here?
Step back 3. Step back 3. Like, here, hold that.
And I know what Franz was gonna say, because he said, didn't everybody say OG can't create his own shot?
I said that. You know what I mean? Like I admittedly said that, and he proven me wrong. And it's happening at the best time. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Happening at the best time. Him finding his groove. You know what I mean? And we're gonna need him. You know, and this takes away tremendous pressure away from somebody like Mikal. Mikal had a sneaky 20 tonight. He had a sneaky 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're looking at the gaudy numbers from Cat. You're looking at the gaudy numbers from OG. Yeah, I mean, and you forget mid-range here, 3-pointer there, sneaky little layup, a couple foul shots. Then you look up like, oh, son got 20. And like you look up at the scoreboard like, yo, wait, Joe get 20? Like, and that's the kind of production we gonna need from our starting 5. Josh didn't have a particularly good game scoring. Yeah, I mean, but that's the kind of production we gonna need from our starting guys, and it's easy to happen. We talking about JB ain't even in form yet, and I feel like with the 9 shots that JB took, if he's in rhythm, he makes most of those.
Facts.
So his 15 points, it could easily have been 20. if he was in rhythm. Or if not. And that's the kind of logic I want going into the postseason, right? That I know I'm good enough for the looks that he got. I know JB in rhythm makes at least 7 of the 9,
You know,
right?
to be honest with you, the way OG is playing, all JB got to do is look for him. This is just gonna take all the pressure off of him, bro.
And that's a fact, Cap. No lies detected. You feel me? Because and that's gonna do that the same for both JB and Cat. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Cat didn't shoot great from 3-point range tonight, and he had some good looks.
right.
You feel me? Cat definitely had some. He missed all 3 of his 3-point shots. One of them was a logos joint. I ain't gonna lie, he copped to it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that was
But
kind of crazy.
yeah, JB was 3 for 9 tonight. 1 for 4 from 3-point range, and all the 3-point shots were great looks. They were all great looks, and
But
he
he hit the important one.
for sure he did for sure. Captain Clutch for sure. Yeah, I mean,
Here we go.
Brunson, three-pointer.
On
It's
two of
good!
them.
Jalen
On two
Brunson from
people.
downtown.
On
And
two
that gives
people.
the Knicks a 10-point lead.
On two
That's
people.
tough.
Hold that.
That's tough.
I miss
Over,
watching
I didn't
that,
realize
B.
it was over 2 people. That's
Two
tough.
people, bro. Like here, hold
Yeah,
that. Hold that.
but yeah, like I was saying, like he was 3 for 9 tonight, and most of those shots that he missed, Frank, happy birthday,
Happy
my
born
guy.
day, Frankie
Word.
Fingers.
Happy birthday. Yeah, I saw
My
y'all painting it
God,
down
yeah.
red. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Literally and figuratively. You know what I mean?
Uh,
But yeah, easily JB could have went 7 for 9 and had a 20-point game tonight. Easily. On
Because he
9
even
shots.
missed some layups that normally would go in, and his little mid-range step back goes in
but
normally.
but the thing is that just I like the way that he just adapted. Like he ain't try to do too much.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
it's my
sure.
first game back. I gotta take over. I gotta be the super dominant hero ball. He didn't do none of that. He was,
Right.
Yeah.
laid back, played calm, didn't do too much. When made the pass when needed to. He had 6 assists.
For sure.
And could have had more if OG would have had that one where he passed it in front of him and he wouldn't have missed it. That would
Yeah.
have been an easy bucket to the basket because it was a good pass. He could have had like 7 or 8 assists tonight, maybe more.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
So
you know what else was impressive? I'm looking at the box score. Not one person shot over 18 shots tonight.
right.
OG had the most with 17, and he was 13 for 17. So he absolutely should have got every single shot that he took tonight, right? But other than that, yeah, I mean, most of the time when you watching a team play basketball that has superstars, one of them are usually eclipsing over 20 shots a game. You know what I mean? Like that's normally what's happening. But the way this team is built, I don't feel like it needs to happen. There's
Too
enough.
many threats.
Yeah, there's
Too
enough
many.
basketball to go around for everybody.
Because
And if we
even the bottom of the bench, guys like Deuce, Cam,
damn it,
Shamit, even Precious, you leave him alone,
yeah,
he'll knock the 3-point shot on you. Like this team got shooters.
yeah, like, and you look at the bench, they don't, obviously the bench don't take a lot of shots. And who said Tommy T don't use his bench?
Hmm.
Because I'm seeing 13 minutes, 14 minutes, 16 minutes, 14 minutes. I think that's good bench play. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, like,
And we've been productive too, late as of late. Like
yeah,
if you go back and start looking at the points the bench has put up, it's been pretty decent.
yeah. And I feel like the reason why the starters got so many minutes is because the game started getting close again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's like I was about to take y'all out, but it's a 6 point game right now, homie. We was up 19.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? But nah, we's definitely enough basketball to go around, especially in the playoffs. I hope we just keep that mind state that we have multiple people that can go get a bucket. Uh, Obviously, there's going to be times when, and this is the difference where JB has to learn. There's going to be times where the offense and nobody got it. You know what I mean? And that's when you have to be the superstar to be like, all right, well, I got it. y'all,
Mm-hmm.
y'all guys is having a rough night, but guess what? Not me. Huh? You know what I mean? And that's the difference. On regular nights, you can lean on the others to help kind of carry the team. But I get it also too. Like yo, I'm nice in this league is stat driven. It's really not going by. Yeah, I mean, like if JB was a person who's averaging 20 points, he wouldn't get the same recognition. 25 points versus 20 points is a different stratosphere. But I think But I also think JB can understand that, like, yo, if you 20 points and you averaging 9 assists a game, there's a different 20 points. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me?
For sure.
It's a different 20 points if you averaging a double 20 points, 10 assists. You feel me? Um, but I think, like I said, I'm very proud of JB for coming out tonight and not trying to dominate
Mm-hmm.
the game and proving that I'm back. You know what I
Right.
mean? Obviously, he
Right.
was studying what the team was doing while he was gone and let that continue to flourish. On
He
nights that
see
yeah, go ahead.
he see that OG is lighting it up,
For sure.
and why take that away when that's what's working? Let
Right.
me just add to it. Let me be a little threat, or because now who you gonna double team? You can't double team JB. You can't double team. You can't double team Cat. You can try, and you got
Yeah,
to remember that all these guys are good passes. So
good
even if
pass.
you do try to double team these guys, they gonna hit somebody down the road, and
Facts.
they're gonna make you pay. So for all those people that thought that JB was gonna come in and fuck shit up, there you go.
But
No, you can definitely see that he studied what went on while he was out because, like we said, nothing looked forced. The offense flowed really well for the most part, most of the game. Um, and you feed the hot hand. That's what you do. I think the
Right.
offense. I think it was the second quarter where Cat was cooking and they were feeding Cat.
mhm.
Um, and fed OG all game, and we see the outcome. I mean, it's all about knowing who's hot on any given night, because it's gonna be different guys every night. It's never gonna be the
Right.
same.
And this thing that Jalen Brunson is a selfish player, that he's this ball, that is like ridiculous, bro. We've seen him
Ridiculous,
time and time and time again hit his guys.
and
But
that's a
Time
fact.
and time again we've seen him hit OG, and OG hit a tough shot,
this
Here
you
is
we
know.
go. Example.
Games to get fresh for the playoffs. Bullet pass into Anunoby. He thread the needle there.
yeah, yeah. You know, but I feel like the whole selfish player shit is a notion as old as time when it comes to Knicks stars, right? They said the same thing about Pat. They said the
Hmm.
same thing about
Mel.
Allen. They said the same thing about Marbury. They said the same thing about Melo. They
Hmm.
said the same thing about Julius Randle. Now they're saying the same thing about Jalen Brunson. It goes along on par with what it means to be the best player with the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna call you selfish when the nature of the game is get the ball to your best player and make him score. It's always been that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that. Like
Yeah,
as
it's
far
definitely just because he's a Nick. I mean, no one says anything about Joker and LeBron and Luca. Even Devin Booker today took 29 shots. Like,
not
And a
shots is
that's
loss.
crazy.
insane.
And a loss.
29 shots is crazy.
And I think they said in the broadcast that for the last two games he shot like 36 shots a game. That's crazy.
It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Especially when you look at the next most shots is Beal at 19. So you took 10 more shots than him, and then after that it's 13.
Yeah. 4 for 13 is crazy. But
Right.
yeah. I get it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just this people. That's what they do when you a New York Knicks star. Yourself when everything about this man says the absolute opposite of selfish. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, how could you when you watch the man take considerably less money so the team could build? How could you when he welcomed Cat with open arms and try to indoctrinate him into what the team is and being a co-star? You know what I mean? How could you when he wanted all his friends to be on the same team with him? That don't
Right.
sound like a selfish person. It sounds like somebody who's willing to share the glory. How could you, when you watch this man night after night give up his body to take charges?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it's people who say shit like that don't really hoop or never really hooped. You know what I
Right.
mean? To know what it takes to
Or
be
just
with
a straight hater. Or just a straight hater.
it's facts.
Right.
Straight haters is facts.
Word.
We got pocket watchers and straight haters for sure.
Right,
Right.
You
yo.
know what I mean? Uh,
And it's sad because it be your own fan base, your own fan base that be hating on them, bro.
Yeah.
it's content farming. You know what I mean? We know what it is. It's
Yeah.
content
And if
farming.
you talk about last season, he had no choice. Like he had to be that guy all season.
Yeah, it was
But if
not
you
as
if
many
you
weapons.
watch basketball, if you watch this season, you don't see that from him.
Yeah.
There's been games where he took over, but he was hot. You can't be mad. He's your star. But
See,
never where he didn't feed the hot hand so that he can benefit.
Right.
and it is you notice it's the games where the rest of the team was sluggish and not
Right.
out there getting buckets. And he was like, again, what I said before, like noticing, hey, you guys ain't got it, but guess what? I got it,
Mm-hmm.
and we about to win this game. You feel me? Yeah, JB has been nothing but an exemplar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A model of what it means to be a captain. You feel me? Like
Bless you.
in every aspect. Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I mean? So the magic number is still two, I guess. One.
One.
Okay,
One.
magic number is one. And what time is it? Yeah. Are we ready? Do y'all have any other topics before we move?
Just, just like you know, I think like the trade talks that people be talking about be wild stuff like that. I think that is
Well,
annoying.
we could do that. We
That
could
is
definitely do that.
annoying, bro.
But before we get to that, that's a fact. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Shouldn't be any more of those teas left. There's a few, but there shouldn't be any more. You know what I mean? Cop you a tea. There's some other new items on the website for sure. You know what I mean? Cop your Bodega Cat tea. You know what I mean? It's only a few left. Get those while supplies last because it's not going to happen again. And when you see people wearing a t-shirt I swear, the first person that asked me, "Yo, T, what's up with those cat tees? I'm gonna bomb you. For sure, I'm gonna bomb you. Those, those teas been out for almost a week yet, and there's still a few left. You know what I mean? So go do the right thing. And there's some other new heat that's on the website. You know what I mean? Go check that out for sure. Uh, but yeah, let's do the hypothetical trade talk that's been happening for sure. Shopify. Let's get that on the screen. Um, yeah. So one of the one that's permeating through social media the most right now is KD. That there was supposed mutual interest between KD and the Knicks. We spoke about this last episode, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I was a little bit tipsy. But anyway, I believe I said something like this. The Knicks was the fat, ugly girl in high school. Now we the baddie. And now he looking over his shoulder like, what's up? No. Now, better yet, we were the nerd in high school with the bad glasses, acne. You know what I mean? And now, and he was the baddie in high school. Now we in shape, 6-pack abs, good job, smelling good, driving nice car. Now KD is the joint with 4 or 5 kids from multiple baby daddies. We don't want you no more. We don't want you no more, gang. It's over.
Word.
it's over. We don't want you. Stay where you was at. You chose to go where you chose to go, and now you have to reap what you sow. And then when you look at the fact that ain't no winning coming after Golden State, has he been out of the second round since Golden State?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no.
We didn't even want you when we was crusty and rusty.
Facts.
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But yeah, you know, yeah, I don't that whole KD mutual interest missed me with that. And for the fans who's like, oh, for sure. What you think it's gonna cost? What do you
Right.
think it's gonna cost?
Man, fuck
And and
cost.
and
Where's your
not
pride? Where's your pride? He didn't choose us.
Facts.
Then we wasn't the cool kids then. We not the cool kids now. Keep that energy.
and
Talk
and
that
and
shit, sis.
if you go back to the podcast where he's on Draymond Green's podcast, he's telling you, I am going to ruin your team because of the amount of what's it gonna take just to get him. He's
Oh,
telling you.
that, shout out to APAP on copping a hoodie for sure. Just got the notification. I see you, my guy. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
appreciate
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
mean,
that.
yeah.
Facts.
Um, but yeah.
That and the fact that, yo, listen, every single team you chose to go to, you chose the Nets, you failed there. You
Mm-hmm.
got tired. You got tired of whatever was happening over there. You wanted to go to Phoenix. You chose Phoenix. All of a sudden, that's falling apart for you. Now
Yeah.
it's not working out with Devin Booker and these guys and Bradley Beal, and you want to dip on them and go to the next team to fuck up whatever is going on over there. And
We
I
good
think
on this
and I
side.
think I think that teams should take a look at that. Teams out there, not just the Knicks, but just teams in general, should look at those kind of things and make him stay there. Nah, you stuck, bro. You stuck. You chose to stay there. You chose to play for Phoenix. You wanted to get traded there. That's where you stand at.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, enough of that, bro. That
yo,
shit
Jimmy
is
J.
trash already.
Jimmy J. One. I'm working on trying to get some hats to y'all. This is becoming more difficult than I expected to be. Yeah, I mean, I don't want like when it comes to the merch, I'm trying to give y'all quality. You feel me? I want some shit that's gonna be able to last y'all for years. Yeah, I mean, I want y'all to have some merch that's gonna be able to last y'all for years, not just yeah, I mean, you wear it a few times and shit start looking weird. You know what I mean? And that's the place where I'm at with the hats. I want to give y'all quality hats. You know what I mean? And that's for a decent price. I don't want to have to
Right.
charge y'all fucking
$50, $60 for a hat.
$60 for a hat. Facts. So
Right,
that's what
right.
yo, Kev, that's what it's looking like right now. Like it's looking $60 for a hat, and I'm not trying to do that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
nah, facts.
Uh, but yeah, but back to what you was saying. Who else was on that list of people that people was wanting? I saw somebody say Zion. That's nasty. That's
That's
Hell no.
Zion is like, listen, listen, listen. When it comes to Zion and T, me and you used to debate about this back in the day. This is
yeah,
old already. You know what I mean? Like this is old talk, really, because me T was like, oh yeah, I take Zion, I take Zion,
for sure.
right? And I was just against it, and not because of the talent, not because of because he got the
No.
talent. He's a great player. But my thing is mentally, you don't take the game serious, and you always hurt, which tells me right there. You always hurt means you're not taking the game. You're not working on your body. You're not taking care of yourself when you need to be, and just like the attitude of now of just everything that's going on the side too. Like we don't need that here in New York, bro. We
Right.
don't. We don't
Right.
need that, bro.
You got too much going on in little New Orleans. You're not gonna be able to deal with big old New York.
Nah, bro. Like you
Well,
got imagine not but just imagine. You see how this Nick fan base is, okay? For little minor shit, the world is over. Just
yeah,
imagine, just imagine one of those things happen with the OnlyFans stuff knocks off as a Nick. Oh my God. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it, bro. Forget it.
yo,
Uh, uh,
Kev, yo, he think he was getting roasted in New Orleans.
Right.
oh
What,
my
what you think is
God,
gonna
bro.
happen when you come to New
Wow.
York? You're gonna have to
Wow.
deactivate all your social
Wow.
medias, dog.
Yo,
For
facts.
sure,
Facts,
for
bro. I mean,
sure.
I mean, look at Julius Randle, right? Julius Randle. I mean, I think he is the most hated Nick fan. I mean, Nick player ever. The most hated Nick player ever. Didn't do half of that shit, and look at what they did to him, bro.
And he
Until one
played.
day they got the point that they made his family leave the fucking arena because they were screaming at them,
Yeah. But yo, and Julius Randle played.
and he played right.
We already been through that.
Right.
What's old boy name? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank now. He was a center. Jerome James. We already had that. We already paid a center a whole bunch of money, and for him to sit on the bench his whole tenure as a Knick. We don't post traumatic stress. That's what that's called. You will feel the wrath of that. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, I'm not. And the sad part is this, right? And this is the sad part about even entertaining these trade rumors. We just had our first back-to-back 50-win season in 30 years, and you fools are sitting somewhere making up and dreaming of Kevin freaking Durant. Kevin
Right.
Durant hasn't had a season like we had since he left Kyrie.
And not even, bro, because not even.
Hmm.
Even with the Nets, at the team that they had, they couldn't win 50 games.
I
Hmm.
thought they won at least one season
No,
50, nah?
no, no, no. Not one season did they win 50 games, bro. No.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the guy y'all want. and that don't make
Right.
sense to me.
It don't. It don't.
I said this, right? I said no matter how the outcome of the postseason happen, I want one more season of running it back.
Me too.
And then we make an assessment of what we need to do. I'm not
Right.
saying that you can't make minor tweaks, right? Because we got a few people on 1 year contracts, campaign, Landry
But
Shaman, like
the minor
those guys.
tweaks is simple, bro. The
No,
minor teams is simple.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we got a few players on 1 year contracts, campaign, Landry Shaman. You know what I mean? Like you could make tweaks to the bench, but the starting five I think is amazing and should stay
Hmm.
intact.
Right.
And you make tweaks to the bench. You
That's
know what
it.
I mean? Pressure the Troopers on a 1 year contract.
Our
Yeah, I
whole
mean, I think
bench is probably on a 1 year,
not
maybe.
Deuce.
Except
Not do.
Juice. Everybody
Yeah,
else is on 1 year, except the rookies. But
yo, nah. I normally don't like shots at other platforms, but that was funny. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. He do. He do. I'm gonna get the caps. Yeah, I mean, but I can't get it to him. It's the fan base that's gonna let him need to know he need to pull up over here. Yeah, I mean, I I can't do it by myself. It is gonna take everybody who watches Knicks N Ish to let him know this is where he needs to be for real.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, um, but yeah, that was funny. I really don't really post the shots to other platforms, but people be swag stealing and doing corny shit. You know what I mean? Niggas, niggas be right one time in 5 years, and they want to go like old tweets. Corny shit, corny shit, bro. Corny shit. Like, and this is mad off topic and just me going down a rant, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Uh, and that's the difference between us and everybody else. We don't want to be the broadcasters. We don't want to be Ian Begley and Fred Katz. We don't want to be none of those fucking guys. We are very happy being just fans talking shit.
right, right.
And, and, and,
And
and
just
that's
supporting our team.
and that's why you get the real here, because there's no fucking agendas.
Nope.
Mhm.
There's agendas everywhere else. Because
Hmm.
everybody has dreams and aspirations that they're gonna take fucking Alan Hahn's job. and guess what? I'm here to tell you it's not gonna happen.
Facts.
you want Wally Zerbiak's job? Not gonna happen. Bill Pito? Not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So everybody got their own agendas, and they want to make believe they got these secret sources in the organization when they're doing guesstimations just like everybody else.
Mhm.
Even when I boom, because I'm in the mood. I rarely in these confrontational moods when I like to pull shit out, but I'm in one tonight. So the tweet that we talking about that he went to go like is when CP the franchise posted that he had supposed sources that said the Knicks is still interested in Cat, right? Uh, and us here at Knicks N Ish called him out. We called BS on that tweet. No
Hmm.
real sources. We said some shit, and then the trade happened. CP the franchise
Months
got,
later, way months later.
yeah,
Just a
yeah,
little, a few weeks ago.
yeah. So the trade happened months later after CP the franchise made the claim that he had sources that the Knicks was still interested in Cat. And then a couple weeks, and the trade happened in the summer, but a couple weeks ago, that's when he wanted to go back and started liking tweets from the Knicks and Ish staff about the Cat trade. And what's even more weird is that it happened after I promoted the Cat Bodega tea on
Facts.
Twitter. It makes it even more corny. Um, But I'm here to tell you, CP the franchise wasn't even the first person who had sources, quote unquote, that said the Knicks was interested in Cat. They were saying that from the beginning of the season.
They've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Everybody has said that this trade was going to happen years ago.
Yeah. So, but niggas get right once. They won't do victory laps when they've been wrong a million times. Which is even more corny because everybody on this panel admitted they was wrong about the trade. Right here. on this pod. You know what I mean? I got a guy at the job. He got a Knicks fan TV hat. I don't ever bother him. You know what I mean? I let him support who he want. And then the other day he found out, he's like, yo, this Knicks Ish hoodie that you wear almost every day. What's that? Like, I do a pod. He's like, you do a Knicks pod? It's like, for sure. He's like, you fuck with Knicks fan TV? I was like, nah. He's like, why not? I was like, to be perfectly honest, I was doing live sports talk way before Knicks fan TV. He's like, nah, you capping. Pulled up Facebook, showed him the first date. I went to Knicks fan TV on their YouTube, showed him the first date, and he was like, that's crazy. So yeah, I really feel like son know who I am, but he front like he don't. You know what I mean? And this is not no real hate towards old boy. You know what I mean? He did his thing. He stayed consistent. He grinded, you know what I mean, and built the platform. But he's corny. You know what I mean? He's corny as hell. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? He know what's up. They all know what's up. You know what I mean? And I contend the fact that we ain't blow up weight like some of the other platforms because we don't kiss ass.
Mm-hmm.
We don't kiss ass. We not out here doing the most
Nope.
and with the antics, giving out fake stories. You know what I mean?
Just talking Knicks.
And that's why our supporters are the best because they know what's up. Yeah. But yeah, I got the let's do who we play on Tuesday.
Boston.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. 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 I ain't gonna hold you.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Like
so they may not play their players because they have nothing to.
Yeah, they got nothing to play for right now.
To lose for, yeah.
Joe Mazzulla might play them. He's like, it's the Knicks. We gonna see them. We've been beating their ass all season.
I mean, regardless, I don't care if they play or not. We need to win.
Right, I agree. I think we should try to
win for our own sanity because we don't want to go into the playoffs with the mindset that we can't beat a good team. Who they bring on the court got shit to do with us. You know what I mean? But the narrative that we can't beat the top teams in the NBA, we need a win for our own mental.
Yeah. And I feel like obviously we're going to play our guys because we need to get JB back in rhythm, obviously. Keep Mitch progressing along. You know what I mean? Same thing with Deuce, get him back. Campaign, all those guys need to get back in the rhythm. So our guys is going to play. And we still need to lock up third seed. And Coach Tommy T don't cheat the game. And I fuck with that. Yep. Coach Tommy T do not cheat the game. He's going to he believes every game is important and we're going to win. Yeah, I mean, we go out there to win every game. And I respect that. So I expect that to happen. But the Celtics, I could see Joe Mazzulla looking at that game like, for him, it might be a statement. We might need to play these guys. I want to sweep them to put that fear in their heart if we have to play them. I don't want the last game of the season them winning. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the kind of, like, when I hear Joe Mazzulla talk, that's the kind of mind frame I think he'd be in. Like, he not only he focuses on the X's and O's, he focuses on the mental game inside the game. You know what I mean? So I can see him playing his guys. And if the
Yeah.
game get a little bit out of hand, I can see him being like, all right, I'm gonna call off the dogs because this game don't mean much of shit. But I
Right.
can see him starting his guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't either. You know what I mean? But like Mr. Nick said, don't matter.
I think it's kind of important though, like if because you want to go into the playoffs with some kind of like positive momentum.
Hmm.
So if we could keep going and keep playing aggressive and keep trying to, win, I think that they should, I think it should help.
And I think they can't, like, league wide, do that. I think they'll be fine if they sit guys. You know what I mean? Like, just
Hmm.
for the sake of sitting. Um. So, but with that being said, I think we can win that game for sure. Especially the way OG's been playing on both ends of the basketball. Mikal. Um. No, as Porzingis playing for them, I haven't seen a Boston game in a minute. Um.
Yeah, I think
That,
I think,
that's a worry for me because Cat don't like to close out on 3-point shots.
but
And
Mitch is hopefully Mitch played, man, because
yeah, I think he will.
So
I think he
KP didn't play today and Tatum didn't play today.
mm,
will.
so there you
That's
go.
interesting.
It said
they
Wow.
they
illness
might
for
they might
Porzingis and Tatum's ankle.
they might sit guys out.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if they played either. Yeah, I mean, but I think we could win that game for sure. We need to win that game. Uh, just to prove to people that, like, yo, we could beat these guys and prove to themselves. Yeah, I mean, same thing with, like, a couple days later we played Cleveland. We need to win those two games just to
Hmm.
prove to ourselves we could beat those guys in the way. Excuse me, in the way that we've been playing. I think we can. I felt like the last game we lost to Cleveland, we just ran out of gas.
Hmm.
It wasn't that they outplayed us. I just think that we got tired.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In the third, and the game ran away. That was it. But Tuesday, I predict a win because of ball movement and defense.
Hmm.
Nobody else? No.
Yeah, man, I'm good.
You don't got no nothing about the game on Tuesday?
I mean, I just think that yeah, nah, I said what I had to say just a
All
little
right.
while ago. Yeah.
Mrs. Nix?
Same thing. I think we need to win for our mental.
Hmm.
Um, if we play our style of basketball, we're going to be fine. I think, um, we've shown that we can run with good teams. It's just maintaining it throughout the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we lost to Cleveland running out of gas. Like we was on a back to back, right?
For
Hmm.
sure.
Yep.
Um, so I think if we just stay the pace and we can beat them. I'm 100% confident we could beat them.
Yeah.
Especially at full strength, because a lot of people don't remember a lot of people don't like to say it, but every time we face these guys, there was always somebody missing.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's always somebody missing. Somebody,
Especially,
especially Mitch.
especially Cleveland. Cleveland has had the healthiest team all season.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a stat that they mentioned in the telecast tonight. That
Yeah.
I mean, not tonight, but when we played Cleveland, that they were the healthiest team in the NBA all season. and that means something. You know what I mean? Especially when you miss a player, when you the Knicks and you miss a player like Mitchell Robinson, that's huge. That's huge. As to what we do, because I feel like Mitch cancels out Jared Allen every time. Every time. That guy's a non-factor when Mitch is on the court. You know what I mean? And I feel like every time we played him this season, Jared Allen had a fingerprint on the game. And you take away some of those elements like second chance points and shit like that. You know what I mean? Them bum ass rolls to the hoop that he does. Like those things matter. You know what I mean? And you have Mitch there, that takes away that. And defensively, what I would like to see as far as matchups goes, especially if we have to play the Cavaliers in the playoffs. I want to see Cat and Mitch in the starting lineup. Mitch guarding Mobley, Cat guarding Allen, because Allen is not much of an offensive threat. Mobley is more of an offensive threat and a big part of their offense now. OG on Donovan Mitchell, Mikal on Garland, and then JB on whoever they got playing the three. Because that person don't matter. You know what I mean? But, that's a while away. But yeah, shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight, for sure.
Fact.
If you didn't do so already, make sure you hit that like button. Sharing is always caring. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the YouTube. Hit the notification bell. Set it to all so you don't miss any of these Knicks N Ish lives. And talk real fan talk with real fans. You heard? And also go visit the Shopify. Few of those Cat Bodega tees left. Some new merch on the site. Yeah, some new merch on the site. Go cop that. You know what I mean? Support the brand. And we're gonna keep on bringing you some fire shit. And we see y'all on Tuesday night. Peace out.
Peace.
In the words of my brother. Thank you.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back the melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to Precinct.